and Melody actually took me and my kids on a tour of the museum, and I heard all of our panelists here have gone too. Having seen it firsthand, y'all, we can attest to the fact that it's nothing short of amazing. So let's start with a question for each of you. Robert, what does narrative art mean to you? And Kadir, just so you can start thinking of your answer, how does narrative art shape society? And Frank, why do you think it's important to have a museum dedicated to this type of art? So we'll start with Robert. What does narrative art mean to you?
I started as a cartoonist. That's why Frank and I got along so well. And I just know, by definition, illustrative art is meant, a single image is meant to tell a whole story. And I got that even from Frank's work, which was, these images tell complete stories, and a lot of times, illustrative art is not considered fine art, which is why the popular art that we all know and love and consume, you can't find it in a museum. And that's why George is always so ahead of the pack. He was the head of the pack from the beginning on everything, from digital editing to digital filmmaking, and now showing art that museums normally do not show. Those museums are going to be so surprised when they see how many people fill up to see this art. It is stunning, and it's finally a museum for us. This is the kind of art that we love. And when I met Frank, I know you're going to be blown away. I got to see it. I went and saw it with George. And I went into one room where they just had Xeroxes of some of the art up just to kind of show where they might place it. And even that gave me goosebumps to know that it's going to be the real thing there. Art we all know, love, and have consumed, that we have a connection to. That's what makes art. The art is the message, and it connects us. And museums get really highbrow about it, and they won't show this art because they don't think it's fine art. They don't know what you all love. George has always had his finger on that pulse. And I'm so excited about this. I know it's going to be a huge success. And that's why, yes, absolutely, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's unbelievable. Because this is the art of the people. Art should be something that people can identify with. And if it connects to you, it is art. And so when I met Frank to do Sin City, I knew the power of that page. I would stare at just a single image of his, and there was a better movie than it was in the cinemas on that page. His paper actors, his pen instead of a camera. And I said, I don't want to adapt this into a movie. I want to turn movies into this, because this is stunning, this is moving, and I connect to this. I just want this to move. And it's funny that you're here and Frank's here, it's kind of turned into an impromptu Sin City panel in a second. But you gotta know something. There would be no Sin City movie if it wasn't for George Lucas, because he turned me on to these digital cameras, which helped me eliminate the medium of film so that the drawings could just move. And I shot on green screen to really get back to the art, because I knew the power of narrative art. And that's why people were so stunned by what they saw in Sin City. It wasn't even like a movie. It was that graphic page that just was moving, but telling a story in such a powerful way. It was making more exciting cinema, visual storytelling on paper with pen than anyone was doing in cinema. That's why I knew it would really get people's attention. And when you go into this museum, you will see art piece after art piece after art piece that tells a whole story, and everyone gets a different story from it, because that's what it was designed to do. That is art. That is the highest kind of art, because it connects us and it speaks to us. So I've been following this museum since he first mentioned it, because I always follow wherever he goes, because he's always 10 years ahead of everyone. When he showed me digital cameras, I bought them that day and started filming with them. So I knew it would take the industry 10 years to catch up. Everyone's always playing catch up. They've never learned their lesson. George always knows. He's Obi-Wan. Just following him. You'll reach the promised land much quicker. So I can't wait for you to see this museum. I can't wait. And they said, you can come see it. I said, is there art up? No, not yet. I'll go anyway. The whole building is a work of art. There's no straight lines anywhere. It's just so inviting. You feel like you're going to see the art come and speak to you. I'm just so excited. I had to come be a part of this to tell you, because I have seen it, and I know what a visionary he is. And this art is our art. This is art. It's going to be your favorite museum. In fact, this is going to be the only museum you're going to want to go see. It is just going to be revolving every 6 months with different pieces. You're going to be it's going to be the thing to go do. And it's here in Los Angeles.
All right, Kadir, how does narrative art shape society?
Thank you for asking that question. I think that, one, it's an honor to be here with this incredible panel. Can you hear me? Oh, that's better. That better? There we go. Yeah. So, the question really is about the image and the power of images. We as image makers have a really great, huge responsibility as people who create these images, because they are really the building blocks of our imagination, our evolution. Some of the first art we experience as children. These images, we understand them immediately, and when we are surrounded by art that tells a story, it shapes our evolution, as human beings. So this temple, this shrine to narrative art, is really a really wonderful place for people to visit, because it is, as George says, it's the people's art. It's the art that connects immediately to people and tells a story, and everyone has a story.